Jam 2024, Sunday, the final day, and I've been looking for this booth the entire time I've been here, and I finally found Mick here to talk to me about Jamstick and all the things that are new and the fact that they've discontinued the old stuff. So, at its essence, Jamstick is a MIDI controller in a guitar, right?
Yes, yeah. So we have a built-in hex pickup here, and then we have our circuit board housed in the back right there. So we have a USB MIDI out, 3.5mm TRS out, so you can use that to control hardware synths. And then we also have Bluetooth MIDI as well. Basically, we're doing a pitch to MIDI conversion and MPE compatible as well.
So what I like to think is if anybody who is a guitar player is interested in MIDI or MIDI programming and making music with a synth, but you don't want to have to buy or learn how to use a keyboard, which I would say is the standard controller for MIDI. Yep. If you're already used to getting notes out of a guitar, you can do this, right?
Correct, yeah. So this kind of bridges that gap for guitar players. I've always played MIDI keyboard out of necessity, so it's like to just enter MIDI notes. But with this, you can just play it in with the guitar, which is, if that's your instrument of choice, it's pretty seamless. You just play, and you can get notation, tablature, and enter MIDI into your DAW, right. Just seamlessly. So,
do you want to do something for us?
Yeah.
So you may know Jamstick as a plastic guitar-shaped MIDI controller. Those days are gone, right?
Correct, yeah. So we used to have the 5-fret controller, and now it's evolved into a full-size guitar. So we got the Strat shape, the headstock design with locking tuners, rolling string trees, 24 frets. This deluxe model has glow-in-the-dark fret markers, as well as a humbucker config, 3-way switch, a volume and tone knob, and then, all your regular 1/4 inch out, so you can run audio alongside your MIDI, so you can have a parallel signal chain. So you can blend them, go between the two, and, one or the other with an A/B pedal. So it really opens up a lot of doors for guitar players.
I've played this guitar already, Mick, and I was shocked at how nice it is. It is not some crappy little guitar that you've stuck a MIDI pickup in. It's actually really, really good. And for those of you that know that I like big necks, this is not a modern C. This is something more comfortable, more rounded, and more, I would say, universal. And a modern C is most players, most companies believe that suits everybody. It doesn't. Whatever that is, do you know what profile that is?
So it's a thicker C shape, or
a 60s C.
Yeah,
oval C kind of thing.
Yeah, yep. So it's also a 3-piece neck. So we have the 3-piece right there. It's a, I believe the
roasted maple, right?
Yeah, roasted maple.
Board. Are they stainless steel frets?
Yes, that's correct.
If you said that already, I'm sorry.
So I have not yet, but yeah, so stainless steel frets, 24 frets with glow-in-the-dark fret markers. It's got a synthetic bone nut, locking tuners, rolling string tree, and then matching veneer for the headstock with the flame maple top as well, and an ash body. And then the red one actually is slightly different, the Red Deluxe. It has a HPL, so a high-pressure laminate fretboard, and they're currently on pre-order and will be shipping in mid-February.
Wonderful. And what I'm thinking is an application for this. Like, you can be as creative as you want to be, and sometimes gear is just the way towards a creative idea, and the limitations are the creator's creativity rather than the gear. And what I'm getting towards is I'm thinking solo playing. Is it possible to just have the signal come from one of these pickup parts, say the 6th string, and have a bass line going on a synth while you're playing real guitar?
Yeah, so you can actually layer it, so you can have your audio coming out, running through, your pedal board or your Axe FX, Kemper, and then you can run your MIDI into your DAW, or a hardware synth, if you will. And basically anything that accepts MIDI input is going to be compatible with that, USB, TRS, or Bluetooth. So you can blend the two, you can go in between them, and then you can also, use your volume knob to control your guitar output. So, if you want just MIDI, you can turn the guitar off. If you want more guitar in the mix, you can kind of reel it back. And then you can use things like A/B pedal to switch between the two.
That should make you very excited, because if you're just a guitar player that's not interested in programming, fine. It's also a very nice guitar, but you wouldn't be buying that because you'd be buying yourself a guitar. But if you're doing any kind of thing that's off left of center or recording, I'm not going to use the word game changer because it's such a cliche, but I'm going to say it opens up a creative possibility for people that have that potential in their mind. And I applaud what you guys have done. And
Thank you. Yeah.
The old stuff, I didn't play the other one. I saw mixed reviews. I can tell you from playing this, the tracking is great. The guitar on its own is great. And I'm excited to see it again at some point in the future. All right, Mick, tell me prices, because I'm super excited right now.
Awesome. Yeah, so this one is $14.99. And we currently have a 20% off deal for NAMM. So NAMM 2024 is going to save you 20% off this pre-order. And then we have the classic model right here. So this is $9.99, and that same 20% off code will apply to this model as well. And then so the headless is $7.99. But yeah, the main difference between like this and the classic model is that you have the HSS config, 22 frets, still a roasted maple fretboard, but it's got nickel frets and then a brass nut.
Still feels like a quality guitar. I can tell by a neck and the frets and everything if you've done a good job on just the guitar side, which so often gets forgotten.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right, well, I'll put links in the video description to JamStik so you can go and check them out, and I'll also put a playlist on your screen so you can watch the rest of my NAMM 2024 videos. And thank you, Mick. We'll see you in the future. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Andy.